Next topic to be discussed is Renaissance in England. England was also a part of European Renaissance. In England, Renaissance began by the advent of Tudor rule in the last quarter of 14th century. Humanism or Renaissance culture and philosophy had a great impact on the English society. Renaissance scholars, just like classical masters, were proud of human life and knowledge and beauty. The spread of education created a reading public eager to know more and more of the people, of the nature and society. It ended the monopoly of priests in learning and promoted secular studies. The introduction of printing and printing technology in England by Caxton, 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 helped the movement much. Translations of classical masters enabled those who knew little Latin and less Greek to improve their scholarship. Shakespeare got light of it. Then England was in peace and prosperity under Queen Elizabeth I and James I. Shakespeare was really lucky to live in this rich period of peace, prosperity, and cultural advancement. It was a period of nest of singing birds. Then the English society was a period of discoveries and inventions also, along with literary progress. Spenser, Marlowe, Shakespeare, Milton, Bacon were important writers of the period. The classical influence is quite clear. The university wits, especially the tragedies of Christopher Marlowe and Kidd, are very notable. Then Marlowe's Dr. Faustus was a search for knowledge, thirst for knowledge. Here, symbol of search for knowledge, thirst for knowledge. Dr. Faustus, who even wrote agreement with Mephistopheles with his own blood to get the beauty, to enjoy the beauty, to get the magical power. So, the same way, The Tempest, written by William Shakespeare, represents colonialism. Prospero, Miranda, Caliban, Ariel are all characters belonging to nationalism, fight for freedom, etc. The romantic quest was very wonderful and beautifully presented in their writings. Then the Oxford Reformers, John Colet, Colet, Erasmus, and Thomas More were very important people of the time. Sir Thomas More wrote the book Utopia. He was, of course, influenced by Plato's Republic. Erasmus was a Dutch scholar. He taught at Oxford University. And the classical wisdom, he ridiculed the foolishness of the church with his masterpiece book, The Praise of Folly, Praise of Folly, Folly. Then Colet broke the tradition and appointed lay teachers, common teachers, instead of priests in his grammar school, St. Paul's Grammar School, established by Colet. Then, thus it became the first non-clerical school in Europe. Other important Renaissance humanists who belonged to the group of Oxford reformers were Grocyn, Grocyn, and Linacre, Linacre. They lectured at Oxford. Linacre was a physician and scholar, translated many classics into English. The universities were then centers of new learning. The royal court also became favorite center of the scholars. Royal court means the court of king. ഇവിടെ നിയമകോടതിയല്ല, not a court of law court, but the assembly of, or so, parliament of the king, so to say. The teachings of these humanists prepared the English for the growth of Reformation, development of Reformation. Without Renaissance, no Reformation was possible. Okay. Now, listen to the class again. Write notes. That Caxton is very important. Colet is very important. Erasmus is important. Shakespeare and Marlowe, Seneca and their writings are important. So, note them down. Okay.